is exactly 2 months since we crossed the border from Ukraine to Poland. And in many ways it's still hard to believe. And that's for a couple of reasons. The first reason is that on one hand it's hard to believe that it has been 2 months, because it still feels like it was just yesterday that we crossed the border. On the other hand, it feels like, has it been only 2 months? Because it feels like we've been living here a lot longer. And so there's kind of this cognitive dissonance with the whole thing. And really, the other part of it is that, one day you're living in one country, you have your friends, you have your routine, you have your job. Marina, had a normal 9-to-5 job that she had had for many, many years at a bank. I got my first office and I had, a ton of projects. I was working with clients, I started to kind of ramp up. And the next day, you're in a brand new country where you do not know the language, where you do not know anybody, where, you really didn't expect to move. So it has been a crazy transformation. Now looking back at the whole 2 months that we've been here and looking at how far we've come and how far we are able to kind of live normal lives again, so to speak, was not an accident. It really wasn't. A lot of it, the majority of it, is really thanks to you guys and thanks to this country of Poland as a whole, as I'm gonna explain to you in today's video. But first, I gotta do something real important. Look at that cool building over there. It's just standing there by itself. The boss. Now, this is the very first time that I've gotten so close to this building. A lot of other times I just kind of passed by, I just walked by, saw it from a distance. I rode the bus and it was there. But now I'm so close that I can actually open the door and enter it. But I'm not gonna be doing that today, because today I wanna talk about something else that's very, very important. And so a couple of days ago, we made a big move. We actually had one of our other suitcases shipped with our clothes from Kiev. And we finally got a lot of other clothes, a lot of other shoes, a lot of good things that we took for granted before. Okay, so it's 5:39 a.m. and we are getting our luggage from Ukraine. We just got our set of stuff, clothes and other things from Kiev. And the way this works is that you ask somebody in Kiev to send it to you, and they bring it to the bus station, and they bring it along with the regular passengers. Now, truth be told, I've moved around lots of times in my life. I immigrated from Soviet Union. I lived in a bunch of countries. I moved, I had suitcases, I made home, I rented apartments long-term in various places. But in all of those situations, in all of those moves, in all of those life-changing events, it was me who needed to make the effort to go out, to seek, to find apartments, to make friends, to find work, to find recreational activities, to do all kinds of things, because I was entering a country that was new to me, and a country where nobody really was waiting for me, where nobody really, in a way, kind of cared that I existed a lot. And here, this move, this unexpected move to this country, was the first time where the majority of times it was people that reached out to us and tried to help us in any way possible. It was the complete opposite of my previous experiences, And really the unimaginable happened. I mean, all kinds of people reached out to us, to me and Marina, asking us if we need any kind of help imaginable. And really, it was pretty much everything and more that we needed in order to live a very, very comfortable and productive life, and more. And you know, guys, just walking around here, we've just gotten back from Łódź, and walking around Warsaw or Warszawa, I can't deny that this is a very, very underrated city. The fact that it's big, there's so many things to do, it's got great architecture. Sure, it's not as historic as some of the other cities, but this is a bustling and hustling capital. There's so many great things to do, and you know, it feels good. It really feels good to be back. It's there's always something new to explore. Like, for instance, this whole area is very cool, right? It's just cool. You know, I don't need to describe it to you guys. I don't need to justify myself why it's cool. I don't need to tell you that I think that building is cool. I think those are cool. I think the square is awesome. Maybe I'm just one of those people that notices the little things, notices the things that maybe people that have been living here for many, many years, or you know, other people simply walk by and don't notice or take for granted. But for me, I learned not to take anything for granted. I learned that if I'm giving something, if I'm able to experience something, if I'm given the chance to see something, I view it as a miracle, you know. And to me, being here, walking around here in Warsaw is a miracle in many ways, because you know, there's so many great things here, there's so many amazing things. Sure, it's not perfect. Give peace a chance. Look at that. There's just something grand about just walking here in one of the great capitals of Europe. You know, we have the Warszawa Centralna over there, music playing, police sirens, ambulance sirens. Life is happening, and it's beautiful, and it's absolutely beautiful. Now, when we initially left Ukraine, or were planning to leave Ukraine, the plan was actually to leave for like a couple of weeks, maybe a month at the maximum, right? Like, thinking back at it now is crazy, but indeed, that was really the plan. Because we were thinking this is gonna be a short-term thing. They were gonna agree on something. And so the idea was to come to Poland, rent a couple of Airbnbs here and there, maybe for a month or two, and then come back. But what we quickly realized is that this thing is gonna last a lot more than a couple of weeks or a month or even 2 months, etc., etc. And so the whole plan with Airbnbs was beginning to kind of falter, because if we rented Airbnbs all the time, first of all, there were becoming less and less Airbnbs over time. The inventory was rapidly decreasing, but also the prices were like skyrocketing, because we weren't the only ones coming from Ukraine to Poland. And so once we realized that is when things got serious, and we needed to rent an apartment, an actual apartment for a year and all that. And this is kind of what I was really afraid of, because here we are in a new country, we don't know anybody, we don't speak the language, we need to sign a lease, we need to, you know, give a deposit, we need to, you know, maybe give a commission and all that. And so from Lublin, where we rented an Airbnb, we were able to rent another Airbnb in Gdansk. But in Gdansk, the tourist season was approaching, and we were not really able to extend our Airbnb too much, because the prices were just going up and up, and this was difficult because we had just left the country and we were kind of strapped for cash. And so that was not an option. And this is where we got our first break. Somebody wrote on the channel that they have an apartment in Warsaw and they would be able to give us with very, very favorable terms. So they were gonna give us a break on the price. They were gonna give us a short term because we haven't been to Warsaw yet. And so this person was very, very accommodating, which I am and Marina are very, very grateful for that. It was a huge break. And as a result, we went to Warsaw. And the fact that we actually got an apartment without needing to resort to Airbnbs was a miracle all in itself, because that allowed us to save a lot of money. That allowed us to actually put our bags, our suitcases, so to speak, and think about the next step and regroup. And so whether it was going to be a month or 2 months or 3 months, and in fact the apartment is kind of small, we knew that this is not going to be a long-term thing. It was one of the biggest breaks, because at that point we can sit, regroup without needing to keep extending the Airbnb and keep swallowing the high rates. So that was a huge relief once we got that. The hustle and bustle of a big capital, European capital city. I love that. There's just something unique about it. I've been living all over the world, and there's just something special about a European capital that you can't really experience in a second or third tier city. Now, even before the apartment, and really in parallel with the apartment, we needed to make sure to take care of Marina. She is pregnant, and we needed to make sure that she can get the proper medical care, because she was seeing a doctor back in Ukraine. But once we moved to Poland, everything changed. We needed to start fresh. We needed to find, the right medical assistant. Now, typically, this isn't something I would actually worry about, but in this case, this was important, given the circumstances. And this is where everybody came together and recommended to us where we should go, who we should see. And really, this is the part that was probably the most striking, because not only did we get the right help in Gdansk, where we were living originally, but also when we eventually moved to Warsaw. This is where a lot of you emailed us, and many times you guys wanted to make sure that things were going to turn out to be okay, that we were going to get the right medical assistant, that Marina is going to be taken care of. And for this, I am eternally grateful, because yes, thankfully we were able to get the right doctor, the right medical office, and all that. And now this part is also taken care of. So hopefully everything is gonna be okay, and they will be. But a lot of it is really thanks to you guys, because I cannot tell how many comments I got with you guys telling me exactly where we need to go, how many emails I got with people basically saying like, listen, I'm sorry for emailing you. Maybe this is an unsolicited advice, unsolicited help, but I want to tell you where to go. I want to make sure that you're going to be okay. And I'm just blown away, because this is probably even more important. Well, I cannot say this is more important than the apartment, because the apartment is important, but this was super important. And you guys really came through. And not only you guys, really, like, the medical office is awesome, the doctor is awesome, very friendly, very open, the assistants, everybody. And it was really on a personal level. And Gdansk was a really great medical office. And it was really on a personal level. It was like on the level of, on somebody that wasn't just like a number. On the level of somebody, listen, I want to make sure you're going to be okay. And the same thing here in Warsaw, everywhere. Very, very personal assistant, very awesome. Really could not have asked for more. And Marina is very, very satisfied with that. And so that is super important. So that has been just beyond any expectations. Even in Ukraine, we've never gotten that kind of treatment, that kind of openness, that kind of friendliness. And I'm not exaggerating, right? I am not blowing this out of proportion. This is exactly how it was. I'm just telling you how it is. And it has been nothing but, just great, a delight, really. Now, when I say that this city reminds me of New York City a lot, I'm not just saying that, for whatever reason. I'm not making it up. It really does. Parts of it, lots of parts, do remind me of NYC. It's not an accident. It's how I feel. Being someone that has spent so much time in NYC, practically grew up in NYC, and can actually teach you some really cool NYC slang. This place, lots of parts remind me of that city. We're gonna need to take a left right here, and let's see if we can find this magical place. And this is the place right here. And there's the menu over there. We got tacos, burritos, una quesadilla, beef barbacoa, and pulled pork, chicken Dios mío. This is what the place is like inside. It's very, very small. It's got 2 tables and 1 table over there, 3 tables. Very tiny. But hopefully it's gonna be really, really good. Guys, check out this burrito. Huge burrito. This is insane. This is how I like my burritos. Look at this burrito, man. This is the burrito. Really, really good. I really like it. It's medium spicy, not too spicy. Really, really good. It's gonna be a lot of fun finishing this whole thing. Just what I was expecting, just what I needed. That burrito was actually pretty good. I would say that it was very tasty. It was very Mexican, and I would definitely come back and try some of their other offerings. Maybe some tacos, barbacoa, some I don't know, something else they had. They had a ton of stuff, so definitely gonna be trying some other burritos, some other tacos, maybe some other comida mexicana también. And I just don't understand, why it's so hard to create good Mexican food in Eastern Europe. In Ukraine, you can never find good Mexican food. They try to have their own spin on it. They mix it up, they do something else. It ends up being something else entirely. I've tried probably every single Mexican restaurant in Kyiv and other cities, and I could never find quality food. And this was very, very good. So I just don't understand that. And also, I remember when I lived in Vilnius, Lithuania, I found a good Mexican restaurant. There was actually a Mexican owner who was actually like cooking and the chef and everything. And he moved to like Lithuania. He'd been living there for a long time, and the food was great. I don't understand what's wrong with I don't understand why they don't have it in Ukraine. In any case, what I want to say is how cool this neighborhood is. Check this out. A really cool neighborhood, all right? Really cool. I really like it. Kind of like a mix between something New Yorkish and something more European, I would say. Probably, yeah, it's a mix. It's a mix, I would say, which I kind of like. I really like that. For me, the reason I like it is because it's kind of a mix between new and old. I like new, but I also love the charm of old. Something like Paris, but I also like new. I like modern. So for me, this is kind of the perfect mix. We got some Vietnamese place over there. Could be an option as well. Let's see. Forgot to say that taco, that burrito was so good that I got one for Marina as well. It is medium spicy. I like my food spicy, not too spicy, but I can eat fairly spicy food. Marina does not like spicy, so hopefully she'll be able to eat it. But it was a little on the spicy side for sure. You got these little restaurants. I love this kind of restaurants, kind of like a nook, right? Kind of inside, which is really nice. Look at those cool buildings over there with the balconies and all that. Looks amazing. Now, once we got the whole apartment thing figured out, we got the whole doctor thing figured out. We really solved a lot of the issues, right? Because these are the two main things that we needed, and you guys helped us out. And really, the people here, everybody really made us feel super welcome, right? And I'll get to that in a second. I'll get to that later. This is where things get interesting after that, because what you will notice is a pattern of people kind of helping us out all over the place. And unlike the previous two things, you can't really categorize these two, and you will see what I mean. For instance, language learning, okay? I'm learning. I'm getting to a point where if I ever get stuck in Kazimierz Dolny, I will be able to figure out, I will be able to ask, where's the bus stop that goes to Warsaw? I will be able to ask. What I want to say is that like everybody, a lot of people have been like, listen, I'll help you out with pronunciation. I'll help you out with this. And I work out at a gym, semi-regularly. And I was with one guy, and he asked me a question. I was like, sorry, I don't understand. And we started talking. And he's like, listen, if you need any help with Polish, I'll help you out. You help me out, in the gym with something, I'll help you out with Polish, right? And this was like the common theme here, across the board, right? This is what's been happening everywhere. When we went to Łódź, Alexandra, our amazing tour guide, she was helping me with Polish as well. Everybody, as soon as they felt like, okay, listen, this guy needs help with the language, they're very, very forthcoming, right? I'm not even talking about the emails that I got. Like every day I get like a bunch of emails from that respect. This is huge. People are like, listen, let me help you out. You need help with Polish, right? People email me all over the place. Now, the thing here is that they're not being forward with it, right? They're not, telling me, listen, you need to learn this, I need to help you out. But they're very open. As soon as they realize that I need help, and maybe I'm not willing to ask for it, they immediately say, listen, I'll help you out. This is what you say. They're very happy to help, and this has been incredible, right? This has been amazing. And, like I said, in the gym, I met a guy. He's like, helping me out with the language when I see him. In the emails, in the comments, everywhere people are just super pumped, super happy that I am willing to learn their language. And I would do the same for others. If they needed help in the languages that I know, I would be more than happy to help out. So it's definitely mutual. But it's nice. It's a nice feeling that people are super open to make sure that I feel comfortable. This is what it means to me. And continuing this theme of the little things that mean the most. Our neighbors, right? We live in a big building. There's lots of people that live there, right? It's not like a private house where we are living alone. And we don't know anybody. We don't know everybody. They don't know who we are. But as soon as people realize, okay, we're not from here, that we may have moved here because of the whole result of the whole situation, they become super friendly, right? Like the other day, we met a couple of neighbors on our floor, and the lady asked us, when she saw that Marina is pregnant, if we need any help, right? She's like, do we need any help? Do you guys need help? Is there something I can do for you? She also offered to look for our cat, right? We took the elevator the other day, and other neighbors from a different floor, they strike a conversation with us, and they asked us, listen, okay, they saw that she's pregnant. They wanted to know, listen, when is the baby due? What's going on? Is there anything we can help? So a lot of people that we don't even know, right? Yes, they're neighbors, but they're kind of strangers, are going out of the way to make sure that we can get what we need. Now the next thing is something that started to happen back in Gdansk, and this was completely unexpected. And this was when we started to be approached by random people on the street. And this started to happen towards the end of our kind of stay in Gdansk. So that last week or so, and end of that last week that we were staying, people started to approach us. And yeah, some people just wanted to chat, but some people wanted to help out. When I got to Warsaw, I was approached by some people here in this big city, like in different parts of Warsaw. And a couple of them actually offered some real tangible help. They gave me their number and they were like, listen, call me if you need help with a specific situation. And I was just blown away. Like, I was really blown away. These are complete strangers approaching me because they've seen maybe the video or they've heard it from somebody and they want to help. And this is actually like real help. This wasn't just like, hey, how are you? I like you. You're cool, or whatever. This was actually tangible help. They gave me their number and they're like, listen, I heard you're trying to do this and I would love to help you out, and here's how we can solve this problem. And I was just blown away, right? Just, it's one thing watching the videos, and yes, of course, watching the videos, leaving comments, and yes, of course, I do appreciate that a lot of it has been super helpful, but it's another to actually stop me on the street when they see me and say, listen, you need this. I saw in one of the videos you need this, you need X. Well, I can help you with X. Or you need Y, I can help you with Y. And that was just amazing. And this happened a few times. Obviously, it's not gonna happen every day. Warsaw is a big city and I'm not like super popular where a lot of people recognize me. But the times that it did happen was just mind-blowing, because really it solved one of our pressing problems that we needed a solution for. So that really helped us out in that respect. Here's another really cozy neighborhood here. Beautiful sidewalk. We got some green stuff. We got some really nice shops. And we got these modern kind of developments with huge balconies. And guys, I really love big balconies. But also we got that yellow kind of this pastel house over there that's more traditional looking, right? A little bit older, maybe different style. Nice balconies too, very, very clean. And then we got that Ukrainian flag over there. And a couple of really nice stores. We got like a coffee shop here, whatnot. Very modern looking, couple of other places. Cool neighborhood, very, very nice. But above all, I have never experienced a feeling that I don't belong here. I have never experienced any kind of situation, whether it's somebody, a person, or any kind of specific situation that made me feel uncomfortable and gave me a direct or indirect feeling that perhaps I don't belong here. I haven't really. Maybe I am not very I don't pay attention to details, and that could be the thing. Maybe I don't really let small things kind of get to me, but honestly I think I would have recognized, I would have realized that something is off. And I've never once felt that we're not here, that we don't belong here, even in situations where we are with unknown people, and maybe these people are know that we are not from here. They were still super friendly, they were still super open, trying to make a joke, trying to kind of at least communicate with us in one way or another, at least treat us as their own. So that has been my experience. I'm sure I'm speaking on behalf of Marina as well from that regard. Ultimately, it was the fact that a lot of you guys reached out to us and offered your help in any way possible, regardless whether it was something to do with a specific issue or really on general topics, that I have to admit really went a long way in helping us out and making us feel at home. That combined with just the whole attitude of the people on the ground as a whole, as a country, really went a long way, right? Because it's one thing for you guys to be helpful, but it's another thing for everybody else to be very, very hostile. But you guys were very helpful, and everybody else that we dealt with, whether it's in the government, whether it's in the medical field, whether it's in other places, has been very, very friendly and very, very open, and not hostile at all, not even neutral at all. I would say a lot of people have been going above and beyond their duty, their job, to making us feel at home, to making us feel comfortable. And for that, I want to say a huge thank you for everybody that reached out to us and kind of offered their advice, because I want to let you know that I would definitely do the same if we were in reversed, if our roles were reversed and I was in your shoes as well. I think in the future we definitely want to explore more of Poland. We want to go everywhere. We had just went to Łódź recently, but we also want to go to Krakow, Wrocław. We want to go to Poznań. Poznań is my first love here in Poland. It's the first city I ever visited more than 10 years ago. I think it was like 11 years ago. And so if you are interested in showing us the city, or you know somebody who might be interested in showing us the city, shoot me an email. It's in the channel, it's in the About To page somewhere, you'll find it. Because if there's one thing that we realized, and I know many of you have been telling us for a while, that exact thing is that it's a lot better with a guide. It's a lot better exploring a city with a guide. And so if you guys know of anybody, or if you want to show us these great cities when we visit, definitely drop us an email. It would be great to connect, and it would be great to see the city through the locals' eyes. So I'm gonna end this video right here. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk again real soon.